Well, they put the ladders up against the wall.
Well, while your ears calm down a little bit, we'll go back and recap what you just saw very quickly. We saw Ashland Fire Chief Frank Carianis with his son Michael. The Ashland Engine 2, driven by firefighter D. Eldridge. Ashland Tower 1 truck with a special appearance by Sparky the Fire Dog. He was assisted by Mike Brogan, sponsored by the Ashland Fire Department Association. Then we saw Ashland Rescue 1 truck driven by Bob Duffy with Keith Roby. Ashland Rescue 3 driven by Bev Dort. Engine 1 driven by Scott Boothby with Lieutenant Bill Fuller and D. Fuller. Ashland Engine 3 driven by Alan Blades. Dr. William Daly in a 1937 Buffalo. Ashland Rescue 2 driven by firefighter Peter Stone with firefighter Mary Mertensen. A 1946 Mack driven by Jerry Malhoit. A 1952 Mack driven by Ray Mortensen. Representatives from the Medway Fire Department and the Mendon Fire Department, driven by Deputy Chief Bob Gebeline with Steve Cook. We saw 3 trucks from the Milford Fire Department on the behalf of Chief John Tadry. We also saw representatives from the Massachusetts Department of Environmental Management, driven by Mike Patak with Smokey the Bear. The Marlborough Fire Department on the behalf of Chief Edward Bigelow. The Hopkinton Fire Department on behalf of Chief Richard McMillan. The Sherburne Fire Department on behalf of Chief Francis Heffron. The Southborough Fire Department on behalf of Chief Peter Fenuv. The Wayland Fire Department on behalf of Chief Ronald Prophet. And the Norfolk Fire Department We also saw representatives from Donnie's Towing. This is the towing car that's going to be used in the auto extrication demonstration later on today. And a couple of antique cars owned by Ellie Torelli, Ed Camille, and Richard Ball with members of the Graham family. We also have an antique car driven by the owner, Larry Watson. And of course, making its way up the street now, we have the WKOX boombox. We want to thank them for their positive support over in Framingham. I'm having a hard time getting them in. Of course, now there's nothing happening. There's Scott Gibbon driving the WKOX van, pulling the WKOX boombox. Our first marching band of the day is the United States Army Color Guard of Fort Devens. The U.S. Army Color Guard is being followed by the Portuguese-American Band. And our first float of the morning is a very special one. It brings us the Grand Marshal for the 1992 Ashland Day Parade, Mr. Ben Montenegro. The replicas of the Nina, Pinta, and Santa Maria are being ridden by the students who painted the boats. They're marching with the float. And we also feature members of the Ashland Knights of Columbus riding and marching with the float. At this time, we'd like to welcome the local dignitaries, including the members of the Ashland School Committee.
Yeah, please help.
Say a few words?
No, I'll let you go.
Also with the school committee was Representative Dave Magnani and Ashland School Superintendent Barry Ruthfield. Making their way past the reviewing stand now is the Colonial Navy Band of Fall River.
Quite a bit of this. Was it quite a bit of parade ahead of us?
Yeah, maybe 20 minutes. And now we'd also like to welcome members of Troop 23, Boy Scouts, and members of the Ashland Theatrical Society. With guest appearances by the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Bart Simpson. Bart and the Turtles and the other members of the Ashland Theatrical Society will have a booth in Stone Park later on this afternoon. They're featuring face painting. So everyone, young and old, can come over there and have a design on their face for the rest of the day, and I'm sure they'll be happy to see you there. We next have representatives from the James O. Casey Post 77 American Legion of Ashland. This post are very special guests of ours. They placed 7th in the country in a national competition of Legion Post's color guards.
The Mounted Police, Tom Ferrari, is in charge of Mounted Police, Ashland native.
Tom Ferrari.
Tom Ferrari, yeah.
We've also seen the Canton American Legion Community Band, and also representatives from the Sharon American Legion.
This is Sergeant Tom Ferrari, State Police, in charge of...
That's him?
Yeah.
Would also like to welcome the AMVETS of Natick Honor Guard and the Massachusetts State Mounted Police Unit with Tom Ferrari, whom we're proud to say is an Ashland native.
Hi, Tom.
And of course, the all-important people who follow the horses down the parade route. It's a dirty job, but somebody's got to do it.
This is weather, how beautiful.
Oh, really. Another special guest, Ronald McDonald. That's him.
Only 2 trains out, I guess.
Something sure.
Yeah, they blew a tire on the other trains out. Well, broke down or something.
Our next float is a double winner. This is the Ashland Senior Float. It was the winner of the most creative and the most colorful awards.
Yeah.
It's a group of people who are probably more at home on the ice rather than on dry pavement. We're the Ashland Holliston Youth Hockey. And from the people at Hostess, Twinkie the Kid.
What's that? Yeah.
Well, if this sun doesn't bring a smile to your face, maybe the Hills Mills Comedy Clown Band will. Approaching the reviewing stand now is the Ashland VFW Honor Guard.
Am I saying anything special about any of these?
These, no, I got that. They build the, so that picks it up. They build the ships. Yeah, the carpentry. The ships. The new people.
Now we welcome the Royal Cadets Drum and Bugle Corps.
See the clock. We're ready to begin. Let's welcome the Ashland Chamber of Commerce, a high-working group of business people in town. And next comes the Ashland Directions that goes to every home in town. They do an outstanding civic job. Let's welcome them. Where's the flight? Next comes the Carpenters Union Local 475. They won the Judges Award for their float. Ladies and gentlemen, they build this during the year in Ashland at the middle school. They do a tremendous amount of civic work. Also responsible for building the boats, the Nina, Pinta, and the Santa Maria. Let's hear it for them.
You know, Barry, while we're talking about that particular float, earlier we saw the Nina Pinta and Santa Maria float, and that float was entered in other parades and won awards in other marches also.
Right, that's been going all over the area, most recently in Marlboro, and I believe it's been in about 6 towns now and scheduled to be in many more during the next several years, leading up to the 1997 with the Constitution celebration. Welcome the Clydesdale Horse.
Is that a beauty?
Isn't that beautiful? And here come the clowns, the hard workers behind the horse. Let's hear it for the clowns. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the deer program from the Ashland Schools. Give a big hand to the Ashland 5th graders, the deer program. They've done outstanding jobs. In with the students are their teachers, their principal. They're all trying to help with the deer program and make it work. We've all got to help them to erase drugs from our society. Coming up now is the Edward P. Clark Natick Legion Honor Guard, Post 107.
Yeah, I made a change.
Oh.
It's the Native American.
Well, the American... No.
I'm sorry, you're right. The band is going to come again.
They're followed by the Natick American Legion Band, the Amphets of Natick Honor Guard.
What's a change? I guess they went back to their original position. What is it? What's his name?
Let's hear it, everyone, for him. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Ashland's own Lions Club. Tremendous group of hard workers in town that have raised an unbelievable amount of money for those who are in need of having their sight restored and researched. Give them a big hand. They are hard-working people. And here come the Valley Riders with some of our senior citizens in the wagon. It's a Belgian horse and covered wagon from the old days. Hi, Austin. Ashland Girl Scouts and Brownies. Followed by the Ashland Cub Scout Pack 1. Let's hear it for all the kids. Let's hear it for the Cub Scouts. And right behind the Cub Scouts is Malchiori's Dixieland Band. They've been a favorite in this area for a long time. And in with the Malchiori's band, you see all of the decorated bicycles that were in the parade. And these people coming along now deserve a tremendous hand. This is the Ashland Day Committee. Let's hear it for them. They've done a great job. Oh, louder than that, folks. Great job, everyone. And pulling up the rear is the Red Cross Disaster Band, followed by Ashland's own finest. Well, Mike, what do you think of the parade?
I thought it was very impressive. We had about 60 entrants this year, and I think that's the largest parade we've ever had.
This is the most bands that I can remember.
Yeah, and we certainly want to take this opportunity to have everybody go over to Stone Park. It's just a stone's throw away, behind the Ashland Town Hall up toward the high school. And there we're going to have, I think, over 60 booths from local town agencies and a lot of the school groups. You can spend the day over there with your kids or your friends now that the sun is coming out. And there'll be a variety of entertainment there, too, at the gazebo and at the pavilion. We'd like to thank you all for coming to 1992 Ashland Day Parade. Have a good day.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave?
That was a wonderful, Amy, thank you. That was a wonderful job. Next, I'd like to bring up the chairman of the Board of Selectmen, Ms. Terry Evans. She has a proclamation to read, and they'll make it official. Terry? Right here.
Good morning. Whereas Ashland residents, businessmen, and municipal officials have joined together to coordinate Ashland Day, to be held on Saturday, September 19th, 1992, as an annual event. And whereas citizens and associates of the town of Ashland work together to instill a sense of pride and community spirit. And whereas the Ashland Day Committee is a fundraising day for town-oriented activities. And whereas the Ashland Day Committee has been instrumental in revitalizing a recognized amount of pride and participation of unity in Ashland, now therefore the Board of Selectmen do hereby proclaim September 19th, 1992 as Ashland Day in Ashland, Massachusetts. In witness whereof, I have hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of the town of Ashland to be affixed on this 10th day of September in the year of our Lord, 1992.
Thank you, Terry. Everybody from the A-Day group does appreciate that. Next, I want to bring up Laura McIsaac. She is the co-chair of A-Day this year, and she has a few words to say about the A-Day committee. So, Laura, you want to come on up?
I'd really like to welcome you all here today, and the skies did prevail, the rain held off. I would like to take this moment to thank all the people on the Ashland Day Committee for making this day what it is. But more importantly, I would like to thank all the volunteers who have so willingly given of their time to come down here today to be apart from their family for a while to help us run everything. Without them, none of this would be possible. And we encourage everybody who would like to come and work on this Ashland Day. We'll be starting planning for 1993, and would love to see all of you, and many of you, come down to the meetings, Town Hall, Monday nights, first Monday of the month. And please come down, and we'd really love to have your help. Thank you all. Please enjoy your day.
One of the things we get to do now is give out some major awards. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to introduce Joseph Mignani, past co-chairman of Ashland Day. and he's going to be announcing and giving the awards to the Grand Marshal. And I'm sure that he's got a few words to that effect. So, Joseph Mignani.
Good afternoon, everybody. The Grand Marshal, as you saw, was Christopher Columbus, alias Ben Montenegro. And I don't know if Ben's around, but we need him up here because we have a plaque for him. So, Ben Christopher Columbus Montenegro is around. Would you please come to the gazebo? And of course, he won't come because he's a very shy person. But what we will do is, we will present this to him later on in the afternoon when we can grab him. But right now, I'll just read the plaque. Grand Marshal Benjamin P. Montenegro, DG, Ashland Day Parade, September 19th, 1992. And that's for all the efforts that Ben has put in. Ben was one of the bricklayers for this committee many, many years ago when it first came out. Wait, we just discovered Columbus. Come on, Ben. Ben, as you all know, retired this past June. And we miss his face around here. So, Ben, come on up. Quiet over there. Ben, in recognition for all the work that you've done for the Ashland Day Committee and for the town of Ashland, it gives me great pleasure in awarding you the Grand Marshal plaque, Benjamin P. Montenegro, DG, Ashland Day Parade, September 19th, 1992. Congratulations, Benny.
Well, thank you very much, but I accept this award for all of the people in this town that have made all of these things that we strive to achieve a reality. Ashland Day, Ashland Men's Club, and all of these things. And without these people working in conjunction with us, we never would succeed. So have a nice day and thank you very much.
Before Mr. Montenegro leaves, we would like to present a little plaque. It is a collector's dish. It's Christopher Columbus plaque, Age of Discovery, 1492 to 1992. We'd like to present this to Mr. Montenegro, and every time he sees this, I hope he remembers the Ashland Day and this particular day. Thank you, Benny.
Thank you again, but there's one thing that I want to say, and that's that I'm glad to see that Chief Gonfrati is losing a little bit of his power. I know he danced all night, but he was about 2 hours off. So have a nice day, and we'll have a lot of sunshine. Thank you, Chief.
One of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to introduce Jack LeDuc here, and he's got a few things to say about the bicycles and the bicycle contest. If nobody can recognize him, it is Jack LeDuc.
Thanks, Dave. I'm not going to hold up anything. I know there's a lot of things to get done. I want to mention a very important part of the parade. The kids that work so hard to decorate their bicycles, I think they need recognition. I'm going to read 5 honorable mentions, and then 3rd, 2nd, and 1st. First honorable mention, Sergio Betancourt. Second honorable mention, Jenna Ayrton. Third honorable mention, Ann Fletcher. Fourth honorable mention, Andrea Mayhew. Fifth honorable mention, Alana Ridge. Winning 3rd prize in the bicycle parade, Christopher Lodge. 2nd prize in the bicycle parade, Danielle McNeil. And 1st prize, this year's 1992 bicycle parade, congratulations goes out to Lisa Kelly. Thank you very much, all. Give yourselves a round. It was a good job, kids. Thank you.
The next, I'd like to invite the Galani family up onto the gazebo, please. All members of the Galani family, I'd appreciate it if you come up to the gazebo. You know, every once in a while, we get to do something that we're really proud of. And my wife, being as gracious as she has been all year long, wrote these words for me because I had a very difficult time to do so. And I'm going to read this, and I'm not going to try to get choked up, but I'm reading it from the bottom of my heart, and it's as serious as probably as I can get. Commitment, dedication, compassion, unselfishness. These are all the qualities that determine the Citizen of the Year Award candidate. Carl Rick Galani was the embodiment of all of these traits. He set the standard for this award. Everyone who knew Rick understands why the Ashland Day Committee has decided to rename the Citizen of the Year Award to the Rick Galani Citizen of the Year Award. Congratulations, Rick. We miss you, and we'll never forget what you meant to this community and Ashland. And the words never meant so true as to take part and be proud. I have asked for this privilege to hand over this award to the members of Rick's family to have them give the first award to this year, the Rick Galani Award, to a deserving member. I'll have Linda announce who the member is.
Would Mr. Herbert Bunny Smith come up here, please? We'd be very pleased to give you the first Rick Galani Citizen of the Year Award.
Say a few things here.
I want to thank the Ashland school system. They spelled Bunny right anyway, so to start off with. I have nothing to say. I just gonna stand back in the distance and do my job, and hopefully I help somebody along the way. Thank you very, very much, and I appreciate it more since it has Ricky Galani's name on it, who helped out was one of my best friends in Ashland. Thank you again.
Also, while we have Linda up here, Linda was responsible for the parade this year amongst a lot of other people, so I think she deserves a hand. All right, folks, I got to remind you of a couple of things. I think we got John Wilson in the old dunk tank over there. If not, Smokey is supposed to be in there pretty soon, so I just want to let you know. We have the auction going on. The auction starts at 12. Pre-registration is going on now, so if you want to get over there and try to do that, we appreciate it. There's all kinds of things going on. There's a schedule in the middle of the field. There's like a big A-frame. And if you see any one of us with the purple shirts on, you can ask us what's going on, and we'll try to help you out. A couple of things. The ships. Yeah. You saw those ships walk by, come floating by during the parade. Those were built by the Carpenters Union, 475. They deserve a round of applause, because I'll tell you, that was a lot of work, and they did a lot of work on it. The kids painted them and everything else. It was a great showing. It was a great float. Okay, girls want to do one more or something? Yeah. Girls, one more. The Ashland cheerleaders, and then we're going to bring on the Bobby Watson band.
You've waited long enough. Here it is. The
Dynamite.
You make me want to You make me want to jump and shout. Jump. You make me want to jump and shout. Jump. You make me want to jump. You make me want to jump.
keyboard control. And how do you spell it?